All right, so my next guest says that folks are overthinking and just overreacting. The bottom line is that profit margins are at a record level. You can see them right here behind me, and they're expanding. I'm going to bring in now stockbrokers.com, their director of investor research, Jessica Inskip. Jessica, often when things are good, people start to think about, well, it's going to get bad. Maybe it's human nature. So why do you think the trend's going to continue?
Well, even with a rotation away from AI stocks that's happened year to date, earnings strength hasn't cracked. So like you said, this expanding profit margins, what I want to know is this from cost cutting or is this additional earnings momentum? And if you look at revisions of earnings versus sales, there's more revisions upwards for sales, which tells me that this is more of momentum from real demand, which tells me we can continue with this bullish backdrop that we have, in addition to seeing just the broadening that's happening within the equal weight. And there's this wall of worry with AI, which is providing this great moment for those AI stocks to be on sale, in my opinion, Charles.
Right. Well, I know, and you actually point out that the slump in cap-weighted stocks could turn around big time when NVIDIA reports. By the way, just so the audience understands, they've beaten in 20 out of the last 22 times, so that's a 91%. And in the most recent, they beat the last 4 out of 4 times. So they've got an amazing track record for beating, but I think they're going to have to come out with a huge number and huge guidance to get that stock to move.
They definitely will, and it's going to give us an idea into the demand story. But what I think the market's underpinning today is, with your previous guest, we were talking about Sparky and how that's really translated into revenue for Walmart. If we think about the dot-com bubble, we didn't know how to evaluate these new internet companies. And so we assigned valuation based on eyeballs to websites, and later targeted ads and ad revenues came, and those were the ones that survived. And hence we got Google and Amazon. And nonetheless, that is a clear example of how artificial intelligence is not only increasing productivity,
right,
but it's translating into real revenue. And that is huge and really strengthens a bullish catalyst. But there is a wall of worry, which doesn't happen with irrational exuberance. And I believe NVIDIA is what the market wants to overcome that wall of worry.
And of course, this current leg of the rally, I think we're in a secular rally that goes back to 2009. But this current leg is the ChatGPT leg, if you will. You say that Apple's going to have its own ChatGPT moment.
I do, yes. So I had the same feeling when we initially talked about ChatGPT so many moons ago, Charles. Right now, Apple has this increase in inventory and this increase in R&D and this balance sheet. And we haven't seen an increase like that since 2017, when we had an upgrade in the memory, and 2020. So those all pushed for new iPhone sales. And that's what I'm looking for. In addition to that, there is an announcement of this Apple experience, not event, that is happening on March 4th with a lot of media and eyes on it. And something that we've learned early on within this AI cycle is the marketing aspect and releasing your model is extremely important. We saw that with Bard versus what happened with ChatGPT. So I think that's going to be interesting to have all the eyes on it. But since it's an experience and we're waiting for new MacBooks with the M5 Pro and Max, if we have a complete integrated system, that will be amazing. And what is even more phenomenal, and it's going crazy on social media right now.
I got to jump in 1 second. Kalshi, I talked about Kalshi earlier. The Federal Reserve is saying it's real. Prediction markets are real. We don't know what to buy. There's a lot of companies getting in there. I got 20 seconds for you to explain why CME is the prediction markets play.
Sure. CME did this with futures. There was bifurcated and there wasn't a centralized location once it was regulated. CME did that. They are taking the same playbook and doing that with prediction markets right now.
All right. That was in less than 20 seconds. You're a pro. Hey, Jessica, you know what I love? You are such a forward thinker. I can't wait for that Apple GPT moment. I'm certainly not going to sell mine. Thanks a lot. See you soon.
Thank you.